This is a dangerous proposition, isn't it?
It's extremely dangerous. I think the net outcome of this will be twofold. Further down the track, it will be even further damage to trust in our community, and particularly between electors and the elected. But in the immediate term, the way this has been set up, and you see the tech companies having a two-way bet now, as you said, the way this has been set up, what will actually happen is that the tech companies, in my view, will fall in line with what they think this left-wing government and left-wing governments anywhere will want. And then the government will be able to say, no, we had nothing to do with the action that's been taken and the fines that have been imposed, which, by the way, are massive, and nothing to do with us at all. It was all the independent authorities' decision. But in essence, what's happening is that the tech companies and the independent authority will self-censor, if I can put it that way, and you can bet your life that it will all be the censoring of anything that sounds critical of the zeitgeist at the time. So, for example, if these had applied in times gone by, we wouldn't have been able to question some of the COVID responses, where we now know the questioning turned out to be, it looked fringe at the time, turned out to be legitimate. You could say the same about Hunter Biden's laptop. Oh, no, that's fake news. It's all to do with a conspiracy that emanates somehow in Russia. Well, there were small elements saying, no, there's more to it than this, and it turned out to be right. That's why the right to dissent is important. We all know the internet is full of misinformation, but by gee, I tell you what, the worst thing you can do is to self-censor so that people in the community can't make up their own minds. That will only break trust. It will only mean further compromising of the democratic processes that are critical to freedom.
I think you're right. The very fact that the bill has been put forward will, in a sense, give licence to tech companies whose instincts already lay down this path. John, the No campaign for the referendum has been accused of spreading misinformation by, for instance, saying that the Voice could usher in demands for reparations and the abolition of Australia Day. And yet Voice architects Teela Reid and Thomas Mayo have been caught out saying these very things on camera. It's as though the Yes campaign are saying that anything they don't agree with is in fact misinformation. Surely laws like this are all about suppressing political opinions that bureaucrats and big tech don't like, just as this example demonstrates.
Well, this is the problem. You've got this sort of complicity now between what Frank Furedi calls the expertocracy, the people who know better than us, that are actually, in essence, quite profoundly anti-democratic, and therefore want to suppress popular views. I mean, that went down well in the case of Brexit. That worked out well, didn't it? This whole problem of an extraordinary arrogance and self-belief that says you shouldn't have an open debate. And so now we've got a situation where it is quite evident. And I was talking to an Aboriginal man out here the other day, tertiary educated and very sophisticated man. He said the problem is that the activists will always leverage up any opportunity that they have. They don't care about whether it then rebounds on us out here who are enjoying being Australian and having meaningful jobs and creating an environment where there's actually resentment in local communities of the sort that I represented for so long against Aboriginal people because what some activists have been up to, and should never be forgotten. I'm going to say this. I know some people won't like it, but Aboriginal politics can be vicious. And I'm quoting no less than Marsha herself on this particular point. It can be vicious and it can rebound very badly on mainstream Aboriginal people.
Quite right. Quite right. John Anderson, thank you so much for your time tonight.